Are you ready? Don't you be afraid now. Welcome to the new stage. We can laugh at everybody, okay? Gotta turn a new page. Nowhere to go. The kind of compliments that are based off the surface, that'll never please anybody. Getting judged by everyone can make you feel like you're worthless. It's so hard to be yourself, but it's your way. Gotta fight no matter how hard it gets. Your style, hold your own. Don't ever let yourself forget. Are you ready? Don't you be afraid now. Welcome to the new stage. Don't you try to fake a smile, it won't do you good, no. Thinking out that everybody okay. Gotta turn a new page. Break a joke and smile now, and let's start the show. You can make it so far if you try. Don't look back, straight up. Girls, be ambitious. Think for yourself, use your own mind. Gotta reach out for your dreams. What are you waiting for? Let's go.
I stepped out into the spotlight, and a roar of cheers erupted from the dark abyss below me. The announcer's booming voice pulsated through the speakers. "Please welcome the American student performing for us today," he said, once in English and then in Mandarin. 大家好，我叫Madelyn. I introduced myself using my 2-week-old Chinese name, hoping my effervescent personality would overshadow my imperfect grammar for the audience of over 400 Chinese students intently listening. My mind flashed back to earlier that morning. Mr. Chen, our State Department Fellowship Director, had offered our group of 18 American students the opportunity to partake in service work at a local Chinese gaozhou high school. After helping with some facility repairs, they would give us a 表演 performance. We would watch mesmerized as dozens of students sang and danced to blaring synthesized mandopop music. Then it would be our turn to share our talents. Or my turn, as the sole volunteer. I sat down at the wooden piano and took a deep breath before launching into the opening line of Me, a quintessential American love song by John Legend. The exhilarating thrill of live performance surged through my veins like electricity. This wasn't my first rodeo. At 4 years old, I had my big break as the youngest ever finalist for America's Got Talent and was catapulted into the global entertainment industry. From Antananarivo to Tel Aviv to Chengdu to San Salvador to the White House, I sang before crowds of thousands at extraordinary venues and spent countless hours in recording studios and on film and TV sets. Transitioning from a flexible online learning environment to a private high school in 9th grade necessitated greater creativity in facilitating my performing arts passions. On top of a demanding course load, red-eye flights back and forth to a variety of destinations quickly became my new normal. I was ready to give all of that up when I traveled to China. Since the age of 2, performing has been my lifeblood. Yet upon entering high school, pressure from my extended family intensified, complicating my musical ambitions. Growing up in a Guyanese family, children were expected to become doctors, lawyers, or diplomats, not child stars. My grandmother's laments that I would end up more like Miley Cyrus than Condoleezza Rice became an acute fear. I resolved that music would remain a side hobby. With music taking a backseat, I pursued more academic interests. Competing internationally in debate cultivated my passion for foreign affairs. I vigorously sought political and linguistic opportunities, the very experiences that led me halfway around the world to an auditorium in Xiamen, China, in the summer before Genevieve. The very experience which dismantled the binary I had forced myself into. Somewhere between the bridge and final chorus of the song, an American student turned on his iPhone flashlight and raised it in the air, waving it back and forth to the rhythm of the music. Within moments, a sea of Huawei smartphones followed, flashlights gleaming. I chuckled a little, simultaneously awed and humored by the multicultural appeal of such a simple action. I also had a revelation. Music fills certain gaps that would otherwise be left open. Debate inherently fosters disagreement, but music is a universal language that transcends national, partisan, and linguistic barriers. Music breeds unity and connection. Over the course of a single song, I realized I no longer had to choose. The beauty of my divergent passions was their creative combination to make an impact. I traveled to China expecting to solely dedicate myself to linguistics and international relations. Instead, I returned to having dynamically integrated music into my immersion and rectified the seemingly irreconcilable divide between my two worlds. I returned with the realization that my dual passions could not only coexist, but thrive. I have John Legend and 400 Xiamen high schoolers to thank.
that she's back in the atmosphere with drops of Jupiter in her head. She acts like summer and walks like rain, reminds me that there's a time to change. Since the return of her stay on the moon, she listens like spring and she talks like June. But tell me, did you sail across the sun? Did you make it to the Milky Way to see the lights all faded and that heaven is overrated? Tell me, did you fall for a shooting star? One without a permanent scar, and then you missed me while you were looking for yourself out there. Now that she's back from that soul vacation, tracing her way through the constellation. She checks out Mozart while she does chapel, reminds me that there's room to grow. Now that she's back in the atmosphere, I'm afraid that she might think of me as plain old Jane Doe. Sorry about a man who was too afraid to fly, so he never did land. But tell me, did the wind sweep you off your feet? Did you finally get the chance to dance along the light of day and head back to the Milky Way? But tell me, did Venus blow your mind? Was it everything you wanted to find? And then you missed me while you were looking for yourself out there. Can you imagine no love, fried deep fried chicken? Your best friend always sticking up for you. Even when I know you're wrong, can you imagine no first dance, freeze-dried romance, 5-hour phone conversation? The best soy latte that you ever had in me. But tell me, did the wind sweep you off your feet? Did you finally get the chance to dance along the light of day and head back to the Milky Way?